Hello, and welcome to Imperfect in an Uncertain World, resources for living with authenticity and purpose. Have you ever wondered how the bridge from your intent to action gets those potholes in it, how you're not able to navigate? You have an intent, you have a way you want to live, you have a desire, but you're not quite able to manifest that in your actions. So today we're going to talk about a process and then go through a meditation that I call from Intentio to Actio. So let's begin by backing up and giving you a couple of definitions. The first definition is intent. For me, intent is how you want to live. It's the desire of how you want to live your life. That might be just in the moment, or it might be overarching. So overarching, I want to be a compassionate person who truly loves other people and shows that in their actions. When I might go into a movie, go into a meeting, or go into work. It might just be to hold myself together in that moment. Is not to react out of a certain reaction or out of a certain trigger. So your intent can shift. Now, your actions are merely your thoughts, words, and not really merely your thoughts, words, and actions, all your interactions. And when you are mindful, those really mirror your intent. So what I want to do is talk to you about a 5-step process that I'm going to lead you through. But I'm going to begin by saying that I'm going to talk to you about how I came upon this. In the Middle Ages, there was a practice, and it continues today, called Lectio Divina, or sacred reading. And it's a way to take a sacred text and to meditate on that. And I'm going to talk to you about the 4 parts of that. The last 3 I use in my From Intentio to Actio process. So the first one is Lexio, which is Latin for reading. So you read a sacred text, and this could be the Bible, a master like Thomas Merton. It could even be somebody like Winnie the Pooh. What you want to do is read something that really calls to you. Meditatio, or meditation, is really an awareness of the sacred. It's focusing our attention on the awareness of the sacred or the extraordinary, however that manifests in your life. The third is oratio, which is prayer or petition. So it's a way of reaffirming or offering our intent that really forms a connection between our intent and action. The 4th part is contemplatio, or contemplation, and that's quiet listening. It's a moment where we're gaining a greater understanding by allowing our intuition to bubble up and really hear the whispers of our intuition. So what we're going to do is use 5 steps: intentio, meditatio, oratio, contemplatio, and actio. And these increase our awareness of how we're living throughout the moments so that we're better able to, our actions will reflect our intent rather than our actions reflecting our inability not to get caught in our triggers. So you can do this every morning to set your intent, and then return throughout the day to the practice. It doesn't have to be long. It can be fairly short, to really do a check-in of how well am I connecting my intent and my actions. So let's just go through the 5 steps. Again, intentio is your desire for how you want to live. It could be an overarching desire. It could be a desire for just that moment. Meditatio is meditation. So during that, our intentio is deepened or reset by the practice. It's a focusing on the awareness of how the sacred is manifesting in our life, how it's present in our life. Meditation brings us into the moment. We become aware of the moment in a very different way. It also increases our awareness of opportunities to impact or to communicate or connect with our intent. Oratio, the third point, is prayer, or again, it's a petition or a resetting of our intent. It's a recognition that our every thought, every word, and every action has the potential to really be a prayer, has a potential to be a restatement of our intent. It has the potential to share our intent or who we are at the core of our being with the world. Moving into 4, Contemplatio. Now, the first 3 steps I like to believe are active and forward and outward moving. Contemplatio is an inward focused state. During contemplatio, we rest in the silence. We listen to the response. Perhaps it's in our thoughts, in our words, and our actions. It might be in our oratio, or as we silently listen, it could be in the words of another. It could be of an event that's unfolding before us. But with contemplatio, we're not looking so much as we're listening. So we're not going in search of the question or the answer to the question. We know that that is to be found in our quiet listening. The 5th part of it is Actio. And so it's really our responses and reactions to the world. And I will tell you that it includes our actions, our thoughts, and our words. I can't stress that enough. That's what Actio is. And when the response grows out of our intent, we move more deeply into the moment. So this is not a linear process. We're going to move more deeply into the moment through meditatio. These moments also reflect other aspects of sacred conversation. So oratio and contemplatio also become deeply ingrained in our actio, or our actions. So what I will tell you is that even focusing 3 to 5 minutes on these steps really has the power to have us living authentically. It helps us connect our intent with our action. So what I'm going to invite you to do now is that we're going to go through this, and I'm going to invite you just to get into a space. If you want to close your eyes, feel free to do that. I'm just going to ask you to be silent. Find a comfortable spot. Focus on your breathing. Turn inward. Intentio. Ask yourself, what is my intent? And hold that in the palm of your heart. As you hold that in the palm of your heart, you're entering into meditatio, where you're focusing your awareness on the sacred in your life. You're a witness or a watcher. And ask yourself, how are you being invited to manifest your intent in your life? What distractions are preventing you from manifesting your intent in your life? Now remember, don't judge, don't attach, don't defend. Just be aware of what might be preventing you or what is helping you move into meditatio, or really living with intent. Now I'm going to invite you to move into oratio. And this is the reformulation of your intent. And what I will say is perhaps you set your intent, but you realize that it's not exactly your intent that you want it to be. So this is a time of fine-tuning, or a time of stating your intent in a way that's more authentic and true to who you are. Again, during oratio, notice what is preventing you from moving into your intent and staying with your intent. And so you're going to fashion your oratio with both your intentio, or intent, and your awareness of your distractions, which you discover in meditatio. Now I'm going to invite you to enter into contemplatio, or contemplation. And this is when you are quiet and you are listening to your intuition through the sacred whispers. You're really listening. It's the final part. It's the part of the conversation that's often very difficult. Oratio is the stating, but contemplatio is the quiet listening. So just listen. And you're going to listen with your whole body. Now, the final part of this is actio. It's your words, thoughts, and actions. It's really how you engage yourself and the world. So what action do you feel like you need to take in this moment? And commit to taking it. So I'm going to ask you to come back to this video to really be aware of yourself, to be aware of your intent, and be aware of maybe how sometimes you don't quite meet up to those actions. And now you should have the power of kind of navigating through that so that your intent better bridges to your action. I will also say that you can return to this throughout the day, resetting your intent, refocusing exactly how you want to be throughout the day. Chapter 17 of my book, A Constellation of Connections, Contemplative Relationships, goes into more detail on this process of from intentio to actio. Feel free to pick up a copy of the book to give you a little more information. I want to invite you to, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. Follow me on YouTube. Check out my website, intentandaction.com. But more importantly, really strengthen that bridge between your intent and your action. Have a terrific day.